forgot my lines.
God damn
Was I
it.
supposed to? I don't know if I was supposed to say hi or hello or hey there.
Oh my god. Oh my god, off to a good start. Hi, my name's George, and this is Khalil. We are going to be doing a two-parter of Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe and Deadpool Killustrated. Now, I would have the third part, Deadpool Kills Deadpool, but that one is sort of lackluster.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not bad, but it's a bit anticlimactic.
I get you.
Which you would think would be insane because it's Deadpool killing other Deadpools, but But this is created by Cullen Bunn with art by Dale Bortelejic, and it's basically a what-if story about Deadpool going completely insane and killing the entire Marvel universe.
Like everybody? Like
everybody.
Like Galactus and the
everybody. The entire Marvel universe dies by the hands of Deadpool.
Interesting.
And so it starts off with the Watcher basically giving his like speech he'd always give in like the beginnings of what if stories.
Yeah.
Because the Watcher was like the main like narrator for most of the Marvel universe, but mainly in the what if stories. And so he's basically telling like, oh, I am the Watcher. I watch through all these realities, and some of them are spectacular and glorious, but others are destructive and chaotic and sickening, much like this universe where we start off and we're in the Baxter Building.
Ooh, Fantastic Four, right?
Yeah. And we see Sue Storm holding Reed Richards, who is stretched beyond all imaginations, like to the point where he's dying. And we could see little rocks there on the ground. That's Ben Grimm.
Oh, shit.
Deadpool has found a way to eviscerate Ben Grimm to the point of him just being stone.
Man just blew him up or something.
Yeah. And Sue is basically like comforting Reed. He's like, what happened to you? Who did this to you? What happened? What happened? He's like, don't, like Reed's just like trying to like, don't worry about me. He has this thing. Like, oh, what happened? Jesus Christ, Reed. Where are the children? Like, the children, they're gone. They're in the negative zone. I can't get to them. He can't get to them. They can't get out. But they're safe. So, like, that completely takes Franklin Richards out of the story. Because Franklin Richards has untold powers, mostly just like cosmic writing.
Yeah,
powers.
he's like
reality
they
warper.
got him they got him doing some crazy stuff.
Yeah. And Reed dies, and Sue is like tearing. But then she hears an explosion coming from the carrier base.
Mm-hmm.
And we see that Johnny Storm is like crawling out from the destroyed Fantastic Jet. And he is like, and he was in a struggle. And we see coming out of the flames is Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
He's basically just telling like, holy shit, Johnny. You know, I'll give it to you, man. Like, you fucking gave me a run for my money. It's kind of sad I had to crash the Fantastic Jet, but you know what they say about omelets and eggs. And then he slits his throat.
Damn.
And Sue is covered in, she went invisible, and she is covered in the blood of Johnny to make, and Deadpool sees her like, oh, oh, this was not a good time for you to show up now, was it? And he's basically like, well, I'm glad you show up. You know, I had half as much fun as Richie's brother, but maybe... And then she blows his head up by putting a force field inside of it.
Oh, she can do that?
Yeah, she can put force fields inside people's heads.
Dang.
I think the ultimate version of her did it to the Marvel zombies, but in their eyes to blind them. Because it was during a time where the Ultimates met the Marvel zombies, and there was a thing called Marvel Zombies. I don't want to get into that yet.
That's a story for another time.
That's a story for another time.
Alright.
And Sue kills Deadpool. But this is Deadpool, so he's not really dead. He comes back, his head regrows, and he stabs Sue in the back with his sword and kills her.
Dang.
And the Watcher's giving expositions like, oh, how could this be? The Fantastic Four, the first family in the Marvel Universe is dead. Well, let's go back. Let's go back to Ravencroft Asylum, where a man named Dr. Benjamin Brighton is looking over Deadpool. Well, the X-Men are carrying him in, and Deadpool's like, hey, come on, guys, let's not do this. No, I know, this is a game. Okay, now I'm going to be strapped to the gurney first, but then the Storm, you're next. and Wolverine's like, do you think we should be doing this? I don't think we should be doing this. Like, Wade's kind of a nutcase, but this is not clean. This is not good for him. And Professor X is like, no, Logan, it's fine. He needs this. And he's meeting up with Benjamin Brighton, who's telling him, like, oh yeah, no, don't worry. Like, Deadpool's a unique case, but we can handle him. Like, he'll do good in the institution here. And Deadpool just goes off like, I don't do good with institutions. Like, I have several annulled marriages. I'm overdrawn at the bank. I burned the Smithsonian to the ground. You know, he's just showing he's not good with any sort of institution. And we cut to Benjamin and Deadpool having a conversation, and Deadpool was going through this like idea like, oh, he wants to like, oh, the doctor wants to get to know us. His personality, so like the white and yellow boxes, like, you know, we had so many therapists try to get into our heads. Let's try something new this time. And so Deadpool was like, okay, well, where do we start? Well, I was born a coal miner's daughter. And none of the women would give me the time of day. and Dr. Brighton is like, look, I can't fix you. Nobody can fix you. Except Psycho Man.
Who's Psycho? Wait. I remember Psycho Man. He was that guy that was like small, but he was in like an exoskeleton.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Psycho Man, for those who don't know, is a Marvel character who is basically a ruler of, well, not ruler, but a conqueror of the microverse, which is that space. You might have seen it in Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's that space of reality that's like tiny.
I didn't see that movie.
Oh,
well, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's a space in reality where if you shrink down small enough, you actually go into a smaller pocket reality. And that's where he is from. And he got out, and Benjamin Brighton's like, you know, all you need to do is just control you, and Psycho Man will have an army of villains to conquer, to use to take over the world. And as he's doing this, like, he's messing with Deadpool's brain. And like the yellow and white boxes, like, this is not good. This is not good at all. He is killing us. You need to stop this. And we go over, and Benjamin did something to his brain to silence the yellow and white boxes, and it's replaced with a red box. And the red box is basically like, the first thing he tells him is "Hello, Wade." And Deadpool is like getting up like, there. Benjamin's like looking at Deadpool, is like, yo, all done now. And Deadpool's like, yeah, no. You see, here's what you need to learn. Here's what you need to teach your guys. You need to teach them how to properly secure a Hug Me jacket. Because he gets out of his straitjacket restraints and just starts strangling the doctor, who is then revealed to be Psycho Man in a robotic suit. And he's like, no, what the fuck are you doing? Obey me! And Deadpool is like, well, you heard, like, the red box is telling me, like, you heard the man. Obey. And so Deadpool grabs a form and is like, you know, Doc, I can't really leave this place without your signature. I kind of need your stamp of approval. And so he starts smashing Psycho Man onto the paper. And at this point, like, the red box is basically just telling Wade, like, you started with one. Now you need to keep going.
So just kill and murder.
Kill and murder.
I see.
And so all the villains, like, trying to get Deadpool, like, hey, Wade, let me out, Wade. And Deadpool has started killing all the orderlies there, and he's like pouring gasoline all over the area. He's like, yeah, sorry, I'm not doing that. In fact, what I'm doing is setting all of you free. I'm putting you all out of your miseries. And he burns the building to the ground. And the red box is telling him, like, Deadpool like is talking to the red box. He's like, hey, so where'd the other voices go? And the red box is like, you don't need that.
Ooh.
And I was hungry.
And I was hungry.
And so the Watcher is like continuing to talk. He's like, in some realities, like Psycho Man gets the powers. Like he gets Deadpool as a minion, and in some realities it works for him, and in others it doesn't. And then he gets zapped. The Watcher gets zapped, and he's like, "The fuck is happening?" And Deadpool's like, "Oh, you see, I stole this little gadget from Reed Richards where it basically is a device to neutralize you. So it has to be a real kick in the dick to know that Reed Richards was finding a way to keep you on lock." He's like, "But I didn't interfere. How did you see me? Yeah, how did you see me?" And Deadpool's like, "I don't see things the way other people see them. So I can easily see you, even if you think I can't."
Dang.
And so the red box is telling him, like, ask him the question. And Deadpool looks to the Watcher as he's putting a katana to his neck. He's like, "Who are you talking to?" And the Watcher points to us.
Oh.
And then Deadpool cuts his head off. And he's like, "Well, who cares? At the end of this, all those little peeping Toms behind the screen, they're going to watch me burn this world to the ground."
So is that the Watcher from his world?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's different Watchers for different realities. This is just the Watcher for this one.
Alright.
It's not Uatu. It's just this Watcher.
Mm.
So we cut to a news report by Trish Tilby. And Trish Tilby is she's a news reporter for the Marvel Universe, but she's also a romantic partner for Hank McCoy, the Beast.
Oh, yeah.
The X-Men.
Okay.
And so she's basically giving like a rundown of like what Deadpool's been doing, and he's killed Ghost Rider. He's killed.
How did he kill Ghost Rider?
Decapitated him somehow.
Oh.
It's not explained, but
Alright.
you're not really supposed to get an explanation. He's just doing this.
He's just dead,
Yeah.
Okay.
Like he's killed Doctor Doom and strung up on wires in Latveria, and people are cheering. He's roasted Howard the Duck.
Wait, let me see this. He served it to people. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
And she's basically like members of the Fantastic Four, members of the Avengers, even the X-Men. Oh, Hank.
Ooh.
And she continues and is like, "Can anyone stop Deadpool?" And we cut to Spider-Man, and Deadpool's like trying to kill him. He's like, "Deadpool, I used to think you were kind of funny, but now you're just being a fucking asshole." And he's like, "Oh, hey!" And Deadpool's looking at me, "Oh, hey! That's kind of funny, because I'm trying to gut you open like a fish." And Spider-Man's like, "Oh, well, you should probably not focus on gutting me, and focus on the asphalt that you're clearly about to hit." And then he lands on a cop car, and he's like bleeding. He's like, "I could have killed you, but I didn't, because I'm not like you, and plus I know you have a healing factor. But I should kill you for what you've done to all my friends." And Deadpool's like, "Do you really think that would let you break character, you stupid son of a bitch?" And Spider-Man's like, "Look, just stop it. Okay? You can't cut me. Everything you tried to do to kill me has failed. And I faced many other psychopaths who tried to do the same exact thing you've done and failed. So stop threatening to gut me." And Deadpool's like, "You're right. I'm not going to gut you." And he puts a gun underneath Spider-Man's head, and he blows his fucking brains out.
Oh.
And Deadpool says, "Spider-Man no more, huh?"
That's funny.
And he basically says, like, "Well, what all those better psychopaths should have tried? A gun." And
Dang.
what I like about this, I don't think this was I don't think this was the reason why he killed him with a gun, but there was an old Spider-Man comic, I think back around the 90s, called Something About a Gun.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I haven't read the full series, but I want to think this was a small inspiration for this bit.
Like a little homage to
A bit. Maybe not an homage, but just like a tiny reference to it. And so the red box is talking to Deadpool, like... Deadpool was basically thinking, like, "Okay, so who's next?" And the red box is like, it doesn't matter. As long as they're all dead, it doesn't matter. And Deadpool's like, no, it matters. And so we cut to the Avengers, and they're all just like giving like a briefing, like, okay, so who did Deadpool kill? Okay, Black Panther, Tigra, Iron Fist, Spider-Man, some of the X-Men, Fantastic Four. Like, we're the last reserves of the Avengers left. Some of them are probably in hiding. We're it. And in the room, it's Steve Rogers, Captain America, Iron Man, Miss Marvel, Carol Danvers, Thor, Spider-Woman, Logan, Wolverine, Hawkeye, and Luke Cage. And Jarvis runs into the room. And he's like, Hank Pym is missing! Like, Tony's like, okay, Jarvis, we need you to calm the fuck down. What's going on? I went into Mr. Pym's lab, and he's not there. And he said before that some of his Pym particles were stolen. And then Logan starts sniffing around, he's like, Pym particles? Like, oh, fuck me. And what Deadpool did was the Avengers had some weapons stored in their base. And Deadpool shrunk down the weapons.
Oh, like the Pym particles?
And put them in the room using the Pym particles, and then started expanding them. And you could see Hank Pym is dead on a
on the lamp. On the lamp. The light post.
And Steve's like, Avengers, take cover! And then it just explodes. The entire Avengers mansion.
Everybody?
Everybody's dead. Except for Luke Cage. He's like, you motherfucker! Did you actually think you could kill somebody with unbreakable fucking skin? And Deadpool's like, well, you know, I knew people like you would be a problem. So I put a bit more bombs into a special place and shrunk them with Pym particles. You know, you guys drink a lot of coffee. And then Luke Cage starts having steam pour out of his face because he shrunk the bombs in the coffee they were drinking. And he made Luke explode from the inside out. And Thor survives. And he's like, verily, I will fucking murder you dead, sir. Like, defeating you is not enough. Killing you is not enough. I will scour you from the face of Midgar. And Deadpool uses Hank Pym's helmet to levitate the hammer of Thor, and then to grow it. I guess it's something he could do, I guess. And he's like, you know, Thor, it's interesting reading on your mythology, because it raises a lot of questions, like, what's stronger, your hammer or you? And then he grows Mjolnir and crushes Thor with it and kills him. And he's like, and Thor's like pressed against the weight of Mjolnir. He's like, what of Ragnarok? And Thor's like, and Deadpool goes up to him like, what can I say? Have at thee. Boop. He knocks his fucking nose. And so the Red Box is talking to him like he asks him, like, are you satisfied now? Like, and Deadpool's like, should I be? And Red Box is like, no. Like, you killed the Earth's mightiest Avengers. Everything from here on out should be a cakewalk. And he's being torn limb from limb by the Hulk. And Hulk's like, you kill Hulk's friends! You kill Hulk's enemies! Only I can kill Hulk's enemies! And like he's going to a cave like you know, Hulk just wants to be alone. And then he goes into Bruce Banner and like Deadpool comes back like, you know, you shouldn't take a nap after you rip somebody apart. Especially me. You wouldn't like me after I've been ripped apart. And he cuts Bruce Banner's head and cuts it in half. And so Red Box is like, so Spider-Man, the Avengers, and the Hulk. Not bad for a few days' work. And so we cut to a small gathering of some Marvel characters. You can see in the room we have Aunt May, Mary Jane, Miss Toby again, Miss Masters, who I think was an ex-wife of Ben Grimm, Miss Garris, who I think used to date Logan, And in the back is Steve Trevor, who... Rick Jones. Sorry, Rick Jones.
Okay.
And I think Rick Jones was the guy.
Hulk's.
Yeah, he was the guy who... He was friends with him and also caused him to become the Hulk.
Yeah.
He's also like close with a lot of the Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually a very like poignant scene during the Secret Empire arc for Captain America, where like he's gonna be executed, and Steve's like, "Okay, look, Rick, if you just denounce America and just like become a Hydra, you don't have to assassinate you." And Rick's just like, "Oh no, come on, Cap! I know this isn't you. Come on!" As he's being like tied to a post. He's like, "Avengers assemble!" He just gets gunned down.
Dang.
And killed. And so Aunt May is like, "Look, we called you here because we wanted you to kill the person responsible for killing all of our loved ones." And the guy's like, "So why am I here? Like, we collected everything valuable to us to hire you to kill Deadpool, and it's Taskmaster."
That's the guy that can like match anybody.
Taskmaster's power is that if you're fighting Taskmaster and he sees you and while they're fighting, he can instantly know your fighting style, or just any style you have. It's like, say he were fighting Wolverine. He wouldn't have like Wolverine's powers, but he'd have Wolverine's fighting style.
Mm-hmm.
And so Taskmaster's like, "No problem. I got this, not a problem." And then we cut to the Carnage Deadpool as like left. He's used like the bell tower to like kill Venom.
Oh wow.
He shot the Multiple Man through all of his dupes.
Dang.
He decapitated the Green Goblin with this fucking glider.
Oh snap.
But this one is really fucking dark.
Mm-hmm.
Because he crashed the smart ship of the Power Pack into the Power Pack.
Ooh. Wait, aren't those like the kids or whatever?
Yes.
Ooh.
The Power Pack are a group of children with superpowers. And Deadpool crashed their ship into them.
Dang.
And Taskmaster sees this is like, you deserve to die now. Like, this is no longer about the money. You deserve to die now. But where the hell are you? And we wake up to an abandoned building, and he has Professor X tied to a chair. And he's like, "Wake up! Wake up!" He's throwing water at him.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "You missed the best part of the show! Wake up!" And so he wakes up, and he's like, "Why are you doing this, Wade?" He's like, "Oh, come on. You know why. Now, this next part's gonna hurt." And so he stabs Professor X in the leg and like, "Say it!" And so he says, "To me, my X-Men." And he calls in the rest of the X-Men. You have like Emma Frost, Pixie, Cannonball, and Scott.
Mm-hmm.
Cyclops. He's like, "Okay, you heard Professor X, we gotta save him." And then this thing hits Scott Summers in the face.
Mm-hmm.
And Cannonball's like, what is this? And the stuff that's covering Scott's face is like hardening quick.
Mm-hmm.
And so like they don't know if he can even breathe in there. And then like Scott starts using his optic beams to blast it off, and it kills everybody.
Even Emma Frost?
Even Emma Frost.
Turned diamond or whatever?
Nope. She was I think she was like too confused on what was going on to know,
No,
and she probably thought like, okay, his beams are concussive, so it'd probably be fine. No, no, it blew Scott's head off, blasted Emma Frost to the face, disintegrated Pixie and Cannonball, and Professor's looking at this like, no, Scott, Emma, Sam, and Deadpool's like, the other one's name was Pixie, in case you forgot.
He didn't mention Pixie.
He didn't mention Pixie.
He's like, oh no, and Pixie too.
Oh
no.
and Deadpool's just telling like, I never understood why you want to continually expand your cast of characters. I'm sorry. Your student body. Speaking of which, how are your other students going? And you see like Colossus and Gambit are like trying to hold a door open as Rogue is on the ground.
Yeah.
Like this is a fucking death trap. Like what's the fuck's going on? He's like, and Gambit's like, don't worry, we've gotten out of worse spots. As long as Colossus just hold these walls back, and then they are zapped with electricity, and turn into like pure skeleton.
Oh snap.
Yeah. And Deadpool's like, oh, I guess I can't get my security deposit. Well, you can't really get the smell of electrified mutant out.
Dang.
And the Red Box start talking to him, like, because Professor X is like, Deadpool, please. And Professor X, like, the Red Box is talking to him, like, he wants to talk. It's never been easy for him to really get into our heads, but let's let him. And so Deadpool is talking with Professor X, and he's like, what's on your mind, Professor? Come on, tell me. And he's like, just say it. You all thought I was crazy. And he's like,
oh, he was an X-Man, wasn't he? Yeah, definitely.
He was part of X-Force, and he was a X-Man in training.
Mm-hmm. But he probably like an official.
Yeah, he was never really an official X-Man.
Okay. He
was just on and off helper of Professor X. And so he's like just admit it. You guys thought I was crazy because I didn't see the world you guys did. And Professor's like, no, that's not true. And he's like, yes, it fucking is! You sent me to an insane asylum, you fucking psychopath!
Oh, he did, didn't they?
Yeah, it was early in the book. And Deadpool's like, I realized something. Like, for so long, the fourth wall has been like breaking me and crushing every single one of us. As long as we've existed. But that's not gonna happen anymore. And Charles is like, okay, fuck this, I'm done, I'm mind whammying you, fuck off. And so he tries to get into his head, and then he's like, I'm going to make sure you never... And then he sees what's inside Deadpool's head. Mm-hmm. Like, the realization. And it's not explained what it is, but I believe it's just Deadpool, like, letting, like, Professor X see that he's just a comic book character. And Professor X can't take this knowledge. Mm-hmm. Like, his brain just stops. He's brain dead.
Wow.
It vegetized him. As Deadpool goes, lame! Let's see what the others are going on. And so he put Magneto in jellified acid.
Oh, wow.
And he locked Kitty Pryde in a tesseract. So she can never get out. It is an infinite... It is infinite in that tesseract. Mm-hmm. And then Logan shows up. Because again, of Logan's healing factor.
Yeah, I was wondering if he was...
Because earlier he was blown up and he was all skeleton. But since Logan can come back from even just the smallest molecule, he's fine. And Deadpool's like, oh, god damn it! You gotta do something over it. If you gotta do something, do it over and over again until it sticks. And Logan goes into a room and he sees it's Arcade. And
sorry.
Yeah, that's good. Arcade is an X-Men villain who would build these things called murder worlds, which are basically just like, take what Jigsaw does in Saw, but make it Disney themed.
he's got Elsa and Anna with
in a bear in the reverse bear trap.
Yeah.
But it's like Emma Frost. Like Emma Frost and Rogue in the reverse bear trap.
Yeah.
And Arcade's just like crying, like, oh my god, like, you don't understand, like, what he's telling me to build and to make, I can't do any of this shit. Like, I make these murder worlds that are insane, but not to this level. Like, not to the level he's making me make these in. And Logan's like, you tried to kill me and my friends several times. When I'm done with him, I'm done with you. And so he hears something going off. And he starts sniffing around and he sees it's X-23 and Daken hooked up to this machine that incinerates them.
Oh shit.
And Deadpool was like saying like, hey, okay, so what I got them set up to is this thing that looks for their vitals. So whenever their healing factor kicks back in, it roasts them alive and kills them. Because it's something I would probably do with my healing factor. If I ever wanted to, kill myself. And I knew it would make excellent bait for you. Because these are your fucking kids, Logan. And it's making me feel like a hunter. So let's do this hunter to hunter. And then the next page, we have Deadpool in the pelt of Beast.
Oh.
He fucking skinned Beast and is wearing his pelt.
God damn.
And like Deadpool's like, and Logan's like lunging at him like, you're not a hunter, you're fucking meat. And Deadpool's like, I feel like a hunter, like a samurai mountain man. And Logan's like, that sword doesn't make you a samurai. In my best Steve Blum Logan impression, that sword doesn't make you a samurai. And Deadpool stabs into him and tells him, it doesn't, but this carbonadium blade really makes havoc on your healing factor. And so he decapitates him.
Ooh.
And he says, Logan, your mutant power, it isn't your healing factor, it isn't your bones / adamantium claws, it isn't your tendency to come back from the dead. No, it's your popularity. It's your popularity. That's your mutant power.
That's true.
Because, think of all, the cartoons you've been in where you're the lead, or think of all the comic books you've taken over, even though they were X-Men comics. It's not your mutant power that makes you cool. It's your fucking popularity. But what I'm about to do, popularity cannot save. And so the next thing we see is Taskmaster at the house of Stephen Strange, and he sees that Stephen Strange and his assistant are dead, with a sigh stabbed into Stephen Strange's chest.
Interesting.
And his assistant, I think he curb stomped him, but instead of putting his jaw to a collapsed beam, he put his neck to it and just kicked.
Mm.
Because that's the only way I can really see this image right here of his head leaning like that.
Oh yeah. Oh see. So yeah, he's like that. So
yeah.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
So he's looking around okay, no, this killing doesn't seem right. No, everything's destroyed. Deadpool was looking for something, and so he finds a book, and he sees that Deadpool has circled the nexus of all realities into it. It's oh, that's not good. And so the next thing we see is a civil war breaking out, or at least some kind of war breaking out between heroes and villains.
Mm-hmm.
What's weird is that in this, you can see Iron Fist is there. And he's supposed to be dead. So I don't know if that was just a mistake by the artists.
That's true. They did straight up say that Iron Fist was
because
not
back at the beginning,
They would roll
Iron,
call and they were like, Iron Fist.
Black Panther, Tiger, and Iron Fist, but he's right there. Now, that could just be another character, or somebody who's taken the role of Iron Fist.
Might be,
but I don't know. But basically, news reporters I have never seen anything like this, ladies and gentlemen. Shit is popping off. Shit is going down. And then we see Daredevil crash onto the ground, dead, with his billy clubs in his eyes.
Oh shit! In his eyes?
In his eyes.
Oh snap! Ooh.
And you look it up okay, ladies and gentlemen, a bunch of heroes and villains are on the roof, and it seems like they're flinging themselves off. I don't know what this can mean. Maybe this is a hopeless desperation.
I don't know what's going on, man.
Maybe this is just heroes and villains finally atoning, or maybe this is some sort of punishment. I said maybe this is some sort of punishment. And then we cut to Punisher looking through a scope, and he sees Deadpool in the window, and he fires into it.
Mm-hmm.
And he walks out and he shoots 2 people in the head. Like, sorry, pal, no time to talk.
I'm busy, boys.
I'm a bit busy. Bang. And, like, I gotta take care of Deadpool before his healing factor kicks in. And so he kicks in the door, and he sees he killed Puppet Master.
Oh shit.
And Puppet Master is a character who basically he makes puppets of heroes and villains, and all he just really needs is like a piece of their material to work with, like an actual like live material, like hair or clothing, and he's basically a voodoo doll maker.
Okay.
It's like anything that voodoo doll does, you do. And so Deadpool is right behind him, and he has a Frank Castle doll. And he's like, "Dear diary, I mean war journal. Today, after being years of hard-ass killer criminals, I got boned by a Cabbage Patch doll. Thanks for nothing, righteous fury and vengeance." And he makes the doll put one of the guns Frank has to his head, like the doll has to his head, and Frank does the same. And Deadpool goes bang. And Punisher blows his brains out.
Dang.
With his own gun. And so Deadpool's like, I know, killing all the Marvels of the world is supposed to be your gig. Because before this, Punisher killed the entire Marvel Universe before in a Garth Ennis book back in the 90s.
Oh, yeah?
Called Punisher Kills the Marvel Universe. So he's making reference to that. But luckily, Puppet Master whipped me up some special edition figures. And we see he's holding a doll that's shaped in Galactus. And we see in the background all of like the Celestials and Thanos are dead.
Damn. Yeah,
Like,
the
even
Silver Surfer.
The Silver Surfer's dead. Nova's helmet's flying around, so he's obviously dead. Most likely the rest of the Nova Corps. Thanos is like cut in half. I don't know who that is, though.
I think that's Gladiator.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. But we cut to the Bayou. And Taskmaster is like finally caught up with Deadpool. He's like, okay, God damn it, this is it. I'm done with your shit. I'm done with all of this. You crossed the line a long time ago, man. It's time to fucking end this. And the Red Box is like, we don't want to be forgotten. We want to have never existed to begin with. And so Deadpool and Taskmaster like start fighting. Like, and Taskmaster looks at like, what did you say? Because Taskmaster can start hearing the voice in Deadpool's head.
Oh.
He's like, he heard the Red Box say something, but he thought Deadpool said something. He's like, no, I didn't say anything. And Deadpool's like, I didn't say anything, but you know, it makes sense that we're the last one standing. I mean, you have every hero's like fighting style, and I killed every hero. So you know, it makes sense. And also, we've kind of been doing this shit a while now. Like, come on, like, Deadpool. When I'm done with you, the only thing what I have for you is a mercy killing, as the two are just battling.
Mm-hmm.
And Taskmaster is like getting more and more of Wade's fighting style, like even down to like the pattern to where he's slashing water. And the red box is like, that's his muscle memory is kicking in. Let him hear the gospel. And the Taskmaster's like, shut up. And the red box is like, you can hear me? They're like, of course I can hear you. You won't shut the fuck up. And Deadpool's like, well, you know, your power is always you can anticipate someone's next move. So tell me, what's next? And Taskmaster's like, no. And Deadpool's like, careful. You know, if you're frightened into Bayou, you burn at the Man-Thing's touch. And the Man-Thing comes up from behind Taskmaster and burns his head to a crisp and kills him.
Dang.
And Deadpool looks at Man-Thing and is like, you poor son of a bitch. Like, standing guard over all creation, protecting all these tortured, painful existences. Like, don't you just wish you could just set them free? Help me set them free. And so the Man-Thing understands what Deadpool's trying to do and destroys himself to reveal the nexus of all realities.
Okay.
And so Deadpool goes in. And I love this image because it's a shit ton of alternate universe, like alternate realities. Like there's one where Deadpool is a part of the Fantastic Four. There's one where he's Doc Ock. There's one where he's fucking Professor X. There's one where he's Captain America. There's one where he's Stephen Strange. There's Kidpool and Dogpool. There's one where he's Lift Mjolnir, but it has Deadpool's logo on the top. There's one where I think he's Odin.
Yeah, I think so.
And it's just fun to see. There's also one where he's Iron Man. And Deadpool lands somewhere. And he's like, okay, so where am I now? And then he sees he's in a writer's room. And he's like, all right, Cullen, how does it end? And we see he's in the room where everyone that's working on the book is at. So you got Dale Boer working on the art, like the storyboards and the art, while we have Cullen Bunn who's working on the story as it's going on, and everyone's just like, "Hey, Dale Boer, make sure you capture exactly how handsome I am." He's like, "Yeah, me too." He's like looking at the audience. He's like, "Don't worry. When I'm done with these jokers, I'll find you soon enough." And that's the end of Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe. What did you think of the story?
That's pretty good. At first I was like, kind of like, oh, what's he gonna just be like? Oh, I'm Deadpool. I can just hide my way out of killing anybody. But I like how sort of it's like he kind of
it cuts the comedy back.
Yeah.
And just focuses on being a murderer.
It kind of like I like the one with Spider-Man too. Like the fact that he was just like, I don't know, seeing the thing where he like has the gun. It's like it reminds me of like the you caught me monologuing. I'm just saying like, oh, I've beaten all these other guys. You're nothing, Wade, man. You're just some random ass assassin. Like, yeah, it's like, yeah, okay. Just like boom.
You sly dog, you caught me monologuing.
I like that part. I think it was interesting how he was like, eventually he didn't even hunt them down. He like got other people to make stuff. For them.
He
got Arcade to make the Murder World to just like
to kill the rest of the X-Men. He got Puppet Master to make actually puppets of everyone, so you could like kill them all. And then the Celestials. That was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
It's kind of weird he didn't try killing Eternity.
I think isn't Eternity like just everything though?
Yes, but that's kind of Deadpool's plan. But also, it makes sense why he wouldn't, because how can you really get a sample of Eternity?
Yes, I mean, it's either really easy or really, really hard. Like, it's either you just go like this and just be like, oh, Eternity. Or it's just like, you have to go outside Eternity.
To get Eternity.
Take a piece of space or whatever.
Yeah.
Ain't no puppet master from New York gonna have the ability just pluck some.
Ain't no guy who can make voodoo dolls and do that shit.
Ain't no, if he can do that, he ain't gonna be making no voodoo dolls.
He
ain't gonna be in New York.
He has control of all of Eternity at that point.
Yeah, it's like it's nothing,
done.
Man. It's nothing.
It's nothing for him now.
But that was good.
That was Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe.